Good afternoon, students. Welcome to semester 5 public relations subject. And on 17th December, we dealt with unit number 1 and 2. That's about what is public relations, and unit 2, elements of public relations. On 24th of December, I have discussed with you unit number 3 and 4. That's about public relations and public opinion, and also public relations models. On 31st of December, again, two lessons, stages of PR process and tools and media used in the practice of public relations. On 7th of this month, Unit 7 and 8, PR as a strategic management function and how to be a good PRO. And today I'm going to discuss with you two lessons, that is unit number 9 and unit number 10. Unit number 9 is about in-house PR department or PR wing and PR firms or agencies or consultancies engaged by the organizations, even though when PR department is there. And then unit number 10 is about digital public relations and PR 2.0. And in the next class, that is on 28th of January, we will be completing the semester by discussing two units, that is history of Indian public relations and how the public relations is practiced in government departments and organizations. Now, unit number 9, in-house PR department or in-house PR division or in-house PR wing, whatever is the nomenclature, and the PR firms, PR consultants, PR agencies. We will be discussing about this. And in the next lesson, as I told you, digital public relations, PR 2.0. Handling public relations in-house, that is in-house PR department, means having dedicated people exclusively on your staff who can take care of your public relations activities, that is organizations' public relations activities. Because PR is not a part-time job. It is a full-time job, often involving sometimes overtime. For at least, there must be at least one person or several persons, preferably within the organization, fully employed on permanent basis. As an alternative to the PR department or PR wing or PR division within the organization, an organization can hire a PR consultant or a PR firm or a PR agency. PR agencies are similar to advertising agencies. These are the companies that specialize, these firms or agencies or consultants are specialized in all aspects of public relations, just like professionally qualified public relations staff employed permanently within the organization. And these firms or agencies or consultants will have their own employees, specialized, similarly qualified. Perhaps most importantly, for you means for the organization to advise on the PR activities as to what to be done and when it should be done. The third system, the first system is to have an internal department, division, or unit or wing within the organization exclusively for PR. And the other one is, in case such a department is not there, such a division is not there, such a wing is not there, to hire the services of a consultant or a firm or agency for doing the same things as your internal department is. And the third system is, even though you have a PR department internally, you can also engage the PR consultant for certain service. For certain services, the internal PR people will do, and for certain other services which cannot be handled by the internal PR staff, can be outsourced to the PR consultant, PR firm, or PR agencies. So these are the three systems we are going to discuss. One is to have internal department, other is to have engage the PR firm, and the third one is having both the things. Now, in this lesson, let us deal with first internal public relations department. What is the structure of public relations department? Public relations is a strategic management function. Quite often we do this. This is a public relations is a specialized management function. Public relations is a management function. Public relations is a strategic management function. Public relations is a unique management function because everybody cannot manage this kind of work because organizations, depending upon their services, whether they produce products, goods, or services, or extend ideas, they engage people to do public relations practice. And the public relations practitioners are supposed to give whatever service the organization requires. How do public relations professionals manage this function in an organization? A prerequisite for effective implementation of public relations program is the basic structure of a public relations department. Through this department, any organization, any company, or any corporate will practice relations with the public. You know what is relations with the public? Cordial relations with the people. What for? What for? For availing favorable public opinion. Why a favorable public opinion? In order to push through the services and the goods of the organization that an organization produces. Public relations within a business environment will require a different approach and balance of skills from that which might be required in the public sector or within a government department. It is in fact that no two organizations are the same because one organization requires a public relations professional or personnel for certain purposes, and certain other organizations will have their mind only. Some organizations require public relations only in order to practice media relations, only to maintain media relations. The media relations means to get the organization's news published day in and day out. And some organizations want the feedback, the public opinion. Some organizations need it for maintaining community relations. Some organizations may be having idea of having the 360 degrees relations with the community and the society around. So these are the requirements of the organizations. They look for public relations department for various purposes, severally, jointly. Okay, now in-house PR department. Many industrial houses, government departments, organizations, public sector undertakings have their own in-house public relations set up within their own organizations. Just like they have a marketing department, they have a finance department, they have human HRD department, and the internal public relations department are also set up for both internal and external communications. In-house public relations department may be described as a self-contained public relations setup with a qualified public relations team and infrastructure to handle relationship with the organization's employees and customers. For any organization, two segments of people are important. One is the internal employees and the other one is external employees. They have been segmented vertically as internal and external. In internal public segment employees will be there. In the external shareholders, stakeholders, government representatives, local leaders, suppliers, stockholders, distributors, dealers, whatnot, everybody related to the organization who have interest in the organization are all placed if they are outside the organization other than the employees, they are called external public. So in organizations, in major government organizations, supposing you imagine a government department, supposing CM's office, there will be a chief PRO, other PROs, assistant PROs, PR assistants, PR executives and whatnot. If it is a municipality, you have a chief PRO and other PROs. And if it is in a hospital like NIMS, a government-owned hospital, you have And they think of private corporate hospitals. They too have the public relations department, but slightly they change their names. They say it is corporate communications or sorry for the interruption. There was some technical snag. So in private departments, say for example, Tata company, there the hierarchy will be chief general manager, public relations or corporate communication. And if it is a state government department where commissioner information public relations is there for the department, an exclusive department itself is dedicated for dissemination of development communication. Now, if you look at the administrative setup, the public relations department from organization to they differ organization to organization depending on the nature of organizations, functions, and the area of operation. And if you come to the point of functions of PR department, one of the pitfalls in Indian public relations is the lack of defined, as I told you, job profile. There is no specific job profile. It is an all sundry duty a public relations practitioner is exposed to do. Whatever is assigned, he will have to do. Therefore, he must be not only qualified in public relations, but he must be a jack of all and master of many subjects. Even the functions of public relations units have not been enumerated clearly by the management. Therefore, the functions of public relations department are determined by the number, size, and importance of public involved, the attitude of the public towards the organization, the size and financial resources of the organization, and the economic, social, and political climate in which the corporation operates. Public relations is an information function, isn't it? As such, functions of public relations department relate to the dissemination of public information. That means giving out the public information, not the private information. It is developmental communication through multimedia approach for bringing organization and its public together. This is the main purpose. Now see the key functions of the public relations department or the disseminate public information. Number one, as I told you, interpret public opinion to the management because he does the public relations department or the public relations professional act as an antenna. They receive the information from the public as a feedback and then interpret it to the management so that the managements tailor make their information so that it suits the targeted audience. Keep the management informed about political, social, and economic trends of the society in and around, conduct public opinion research, carry out corporate public relations programs and campaigns, inform the public about the corporate objectives. Suppose he is working for an organization, what are the objectives, aims, goals, vision, and mission of that particular organization? They ought to be given out to the public concerned. It is always public concerned. Identify the adverse criticism against the organization. They have to be identified and troubleshoot them. Issue clarifications in case some negative report is there in the media. It is the duty of the public relations department to issue clarifications, rejoinders on criticism objectively. Arrange for editing, printing, and distribution of house journals, be it internal house journal or external. Arrange for training the personnel in their own public relations thing. How the people, supposing there is a sales outlet for a particular organization, because this particular sales outlet has to deal with the general public, the buyers and the prospective buyers. The public relations people will train them on the basics of how to deal with the customers because customers and the prospective customers are important to the organization in order that an organization fulfills its aims and objectives. Launch employee communication programs. These are all the duties of the PR department, and also organizing open houses. Open houses, I told you, I think you understand. Remember that open house is a day or a day or 2 days or a week that an organization keeps itself open for the general public to visit and comment to understand how the things happen in an organization. Open jail is one such jail. Open police station is one such police station. Open factory is one such thing where the employees, the families of the employees will go and visit what is happening here, how the conditions are safe here, whether the conditions are safe here, whether working conditions are conducive to the human people, their family members. All these things can be checked, and the feedback is taken into consideration for making modifications in the working environment or the policies of the organization. And there, for public relations people to function themselves, there is a book called PR manual. Any manual is about what to do and what not to do. Supposing there is a manual in police city police manual, apart from IPC, CRPC, Indian Evidence Act, all acts and rules, this is a rule book for police people, how they should behave, what should be done, what should not be done. Similarly, for public relations people also, there is a manual written by the department or the public relations people in consultation with the management, and it is similar to style book of a news media, policy book of a news media. For a newspaper or a channel, there will be both the policy book and the style book. Policy book is what should be carried, what should not be carried, whether to be criticized, whether the political party is to be carried, whether the particular person, what is the orientation of that particular newspaper, according to which the management policies, there will be a policy book. And what is style book? Style book is what is the style to be adopted, the font, the style, the size, the captions, the masthead, everything about the newspaper, or the logo or signature tunes, whatever it is for the radio or the private television. So these are all the manuals dictate, manuals instruct the workers, the employees, the people working there in a particular area of operation on how to do, what to do, and what not to do. These are all the things contained in the. For example, the manual describes public relations policies and structures. Take, for example, PR manual. It explains the functional chart of public relations manager and the team, the flow chart, who is head of the department or wing or division of that particular public relations wing in that organization, and who is next, what is the order of hierarchy, provide guidance in implementing the public relations programs, indicate financial and administrative powers at each level, whether a PR manager or a chief general manager of public relations or a deputy general manager or assistant general manager or senior manager or manager, assistant manager. In a hierarchy, there are officials. Through them, the instructions will flow and feedback will go upwards. They will also have certain administrative powers and certain financial powers. Who has the power to sign up to 1 lakh rupees? Beyond that, who has to sign the check? These are all the financial powers of the public relations professionals if granted by the management. If it is not granted by the management, everything will have to go to financial department for sanction and release of the money. And give contact details for public relations team for accessing help. Highlight and control mechanism where public relations. These are all the contents in a public relations manual we are talking about. Contain program-wise contents. It contains, and it defines internal communication. It describes external communication. It explains marketing communication. It explains media relations, how the department should maintain media relations, whether there shall be a frequent get-together or a press conference, whatever it is. It has to be written down in the manual so that the department concerned, people may change from time to time, but the department remains. But the manual keeps instructing the personnel within the department. Appointment of outside consultant, if it is there, if the provision is there, the manual says how they should be appointed, how they should be engaged, what are the financial requirements, who will sanction, all these things will be there. Communication support material, communication like all corporate publications, how frequently they have to be printed, what is the quantity to be printed, to whom it has to be, they have to be distributed. All these things are written in the PR manual. And feedback mechanism, how the feedback should be processed, will also be is also written in the PR manual. And now have a look at the advantages of in-house PR department. We are talking about in-house PR department, PR agencies, and a mixture of both. Now, advantages of in-house PR department. There are several advantages of having an exclusive internal or in-house public relations department, wing, or division of any type, whatever is the size. Maybe it is one person or many persons or 50 persons, depending upon the size of the organization and its requirement. And the merits are in-house PR department is an integral part of the organization. It's a permanent. There is no need to check for the people. The employees of public relations department enjoy permanency because they are permanent employees. They have some kind of responsibility, and the management can also extract the work from them because the outsourced or the contract people are not that serious. The internal department, in-house PR department, can manage effectively the printed material, corporate public, as it is easy to collect background material within the organization. For the people outside, if you engage an agency or a firm or a consultant, they will not have that kind of access into the internal information. Supposing a PR department is there, permanent employees are employed in the PR department. They already know what the organization is, its goals are, its objectives are, what is the mission, who are their the financiers, who are their regular clients, who are their prospective clients. All this information is very easy for the if the internal PR department is there because they are the permanent employees. Internal public relations team will be on the spot, on the call, 24/7, as and when required. The internal PR department will be more economical because you'll be paying them only the salaries and other perks and the social service benefits, whatever there. But in case you wanted to go out, you have to go through a process of inviting tenders, inviting them for selection, then asking them to deposit certain money, and then you have to give them some money in advance. And it is a big exercise. To avoid all these things, better to have a qualified team of public relations personnel within the organization as an exclusive PR department. But there are, again, limitations of in-house PR department. What are the limitations? Uh, the head of the PR department becomes uncritical because the head of the department cannot be criticized by the either internal employees or external employees because he holds a very senior position. And then sometimes he will be biased. He will be either management biased or the political biased or social categories biased, whatever is the bias. He will carry certain biases that may not be healthy for the organization. The in-house PR department cannot have a varied experience because from the consultants, agencies, outside agencies, they'll have varied experience. Whereas this particular department within the organization, they are confined to one particular environment. They are not exposed to the outside world, and you cannot expect varied experience from in-house PR department. Also, the head of the PR department or the team are liable for transfer. Supposing you will be listening to the things like he is PRO of a particular bank. Yep. Generally, any bank manager who is specialized in banking procedures only is designated as a manager PR of that particular bank. He is stationed as He is headquartered either in a zonal office or a divisional office, or sometimes head office or a major branch. But he may be lacking the basic skills of public relations. Maybe he is talkative, maybe he can communicate better. That is the one qualification for which the management selects him on rotation, maybe for 1 year or 2 years. That's all. Thereafter, after the tenure was over, he is sent back to one branch as a manager or one division as a senior manager. So, because they are liable to transfer, they will be always one step outside. They don't concentrate on public relations practice. The result is the continuity suffers. In some cases, the heads of PR department are drawn without any kind of training. So a marketing manager is drawn from the marketing division. Supposing he is not fit there, he or some allegations are there, he is transferred from marketing department, because marketing also involves communication with the customers and consumers. Thinking that management may transfer him from marketing to public relations, but he becomes a failure there. But public relations practice is different. The qualifications are different. The qualities the PRO should possess are also different. The in-house department can't present negative areas of company because management may not like it. Say public relations, just like media, must be very objective, very impartial. If it is in-house department, all the employees are subordinates to the organization. They cannot criticize. They cannot put up things in an objective manner. They wanted to have the mercy of the organization. Therefore, they hide the facts. They suppress the facts and present whatever the management feels good and happy. So these are the disadvantages. And now we come to public relations agencies, firms, or consultants. What is a PR agency? Just like advertising agency, what advertising agency do is they take information from the organizations and see that they are printed or broadcast or telecast in the mass medium or whatever is the medium of communication the organization requires. But here, but here, in advertisement, there is always some more creativity and less truth. Srujanatmakata. There will be more of creativity. The very purpose of advertising is to draw the attention. First, draw the attention. Advertise. Advert means to draw the attention. You draw the attention of the people and communicate whatever you wanted to communicate. In advertising, there is less truth and more creativity. But whereas in public relations practice, this technique will not do. It is always the presentation of facts. It is always based on the ethics, morals, and values. Therefore, a public relations department, though functions like a PR, public relations agency, though functions like a advertising agency, but it is a specialized business organization involved in the practice of public relations to counsel the client's organization on communication and relationships management beside executing public relations programs and campaigns. It has creative and communication professionals to handle the client's public relations activities. PR agencies or consultants or firms, whatever name you call, may be defined as a company because it is registered as a company or registered as a business. Sometimes it is a standalone. Sometimes it may be a small unit in the city, but owned by a major company. And sometimes it is it is a unit belonging to the upcountry agency. Maybe its headquarters is in Australia or England or America or Germany, but it's regional offices in Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, major cities, and its local offices in the cities. That is also one kind of setup. Whatever it is always dependent upon the organization's requirement. If you want a bigger organization, you can have a bigger organization. For example, Tata's engage bigger organizations like Neera Radia corporations or some other Ogilvy, Edelman organizations like this. They engage, though they have internal PR departments, full-fledged PR departments with the head of the department, not less than the chief general manager of public relations and corporate communications. And what is the income of PR advertising agencies? They get 5%, 10%, 15% from the newspapers because newspapers or radios or televisions, if they get 100 rupees business through a advertising agency for advertisements, they will be get according to their category, according to their eligibility. They get 5% of the 100 rupees, 10% of the 100 rupees, or 15% of the 100 rupees from the media house, that is newspaper, radio, or television. Uh, but this 1 rupee will go to the media house, and out of 1 rupee, this five rupee or out of this 1 rupee, 5 paise or 10 paise or 15 paise, the advertising agencies will get on that ratio percentage, that is 5%, 10%, and 15%. But whereas public relations consultants, firms, or agencies are concerned, it is not just carrying the stuff of the organization into the columns, into the pages of the newspaper, or into the time of the radio and prime time or mid time or whatever it is, but it is giving them guidance, giving them counselance, giving them training, advising them, running the campaigns. Of course, if it involves the carrying out advertisements, of course, that will also be charged. But overall, an amount is fixed for this service, this much amount by negotiation or by calling tenders. This is how a public relations external agency does. There are two types of PR firms. As I told you, one is a public relations firm. It may be a major one having its head office, regional office, and local office, and up-country agencies, PR agencies also. And then there are other local good relations is another agency. It is headquartered in Mumbai with its branches in all over the major cities. And corporate wise is another organization, that is PR firm. Then Burston Marsteller, Roger Pereira, Ogilvy Public Relations, and then RK Swamy BBDO, then Hill and Norton Strategies, Perfect Relations. These are all the major organizations operating in India. Some are native, some are up country. And what are the PR services? uh, Look at them, getting research, evaluation, communication, media analysis, corporate communications, event brand management, financial relations, support for product launching, and diversification and extension activities, and including corporate social responsibility. How you appoint a PR agencies, as I already told you, invite tenders, discuss with them, tell your requirement, and then appoint them. PR agency, client relations will have to be like just like any other master and servant or master principal or agent. The advantages of the advantages of having a PR agency is it provides independent service, long and varied experience, and services. Sometimes the disadvantages are also there because it is always an outsourced agency. It will not have that commitment as your in-house PR department. And the third system is, as I told you, it is a mixture of having own PR department and also engaging or outsourcing an external PR consultant, firm or agency. So what are the benefits of the mixed system is you will have the advantages of both having an internal department and also engaging an external thing. Certain things can be entrusted to the internal department, certain other things which cannot be entrusted to the HR external. Now, because come to the next lesson, that is digital public relations and PR 2.0. What is digital public relations? Public relations practiced with the advantage, with the facilities provided, given to the world by the information technology. Anything digitized, anything digital work, if implemented for the practice of public relations, it is called digital public relations. What is opposite of digital public relations? Conventional public relations. What is conventional public relations? Talking to people, communicating, disseminating information to the public, the targeted public, that is through the conventional media. What are the conventional media? In every class, I am telling you about the conventional media, that is mainstream media. What is conventional media and mainstream media? Print and electronic media. Print, that is newspaper or any other form in print. Electronic media is divided into audio and audio visual. Audio is radio, audio visual is television. These are called mainstream media or conventional media. Practicing public relations depending on or using this media or media of communication is conventional public relations, opposed to digital public relations. Digital public relations is usage of all kinds of digital tools. So digital PR architecture, how you architect your public relations practice, what are the digital assets, what is the influence of digitized communication, and how the people are aware. It depends upon your services and your communication, your services uh, informed to the general public or the public concerned by creating awareness and also the ensuring brand loyalty and gaining the retaining the customers and gaining the prospective customers and the PR 2.0. So look at the digital public relations. Digital public relations, as I told you, using digital tools of any nature for dissemination of the information pertaining to the organization. Conventional PR is using the conventional media by promoting the goodwill between the individual and the organization, as it says, with the employees or the customers, general public, community, society, and so on. Any individual or an organization practices public relations to gain exposure by using various sources to spread the information about them. The aim is to interest the people, convince the public, persuade them, they persuade the public, the partners, the employees, or any other stockholder, shareholder, stakeholder to value and maintain the credibility of an individual or an organization. This is generalized. It grows with the roots deep into the media relations and the right propaganda. Propaganda, as it is negative, but here it says the right kind of propaganda means propagating, right kind of propagating the best. Let us not use propaganda. Right kind of propagating or right kind of publicizing. Through public relations, it is possible. Though PR was prevalent in India in a smaller scope from the time immemorial, because Public relations is an inherent thing. It is an inbuilt thing into the culture of the Indian people because smiling, inviting, then asking them people to sit, offering them the comforts like water, tea. These are all the things. There, it is not a science, but it is a custom. It's a practice. It's a gesture. Public relations is stripped to its originality is a daily application of common sense, common etiquette, common courtesy, and common decency. These are all the things people, particularly in India, practice since time immemorial. We don't know what happened in other countries because in other countries, such formalities they have developed only very recently. Earlier, they do not see the other clan of people and eye to eye. They maintained distances, but we propagated the theory or the concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. It means we embrace everybody. We invite everybody into our culture. We accost people. We exchange niceties. We see their comforts. Atithi Devo Bhava. So this kind of things are inherent in the human civilization. Therefore, it was prevalent. Public relations was prevalent in cultures like Indian culture, Greek culture, and certain other cultures. But in the new colonies, it may not be there. But the printing mission has been invented. After the communication has developed, after the development communication has gained prominence, and especially after LPG. LPG means liberalization, privatization, and globalization in the early 90s. Now, the public relations has become a science. It has become not only a science, but also an art. It gained importance. The corporatization, the 5 year plans, the establishment of major industries, and globalization. After the independence, the globalization in 1990, all these things prompted the development and explosion of public relations as a profession. So that was conventional PR we practiced. I mean, the public relations practiced through the media available. Now, after the advent of the information technology also developed simultaneously, parallelly with the 1990s LPG, liberalization, privatization, globalization. Emails have come, websites have come, blogs have come, digital podcast has come, narrowcast has come. All these public relations, digital public relations combines traditional public relations with the magic of social media. Again, content marketing, etc. The result is an innovative and faster communication between the individuals or organization and their stakeholders. Earlier, email used to go unless seen, it will go instantly. The letter, if a letter posted by Indian Post or something else, it will reach depending upon the distance and the mode of the transport. After that, the emails came. After now, the present day communication is through any kind of social media app like LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, Facebook. Instantly, the communicator and communicate can see. The communicator can send. The communicator can see, and the fact that the communicatee has seen is also made known to the communicator. Very, very instant. These are all the advantages of digitization of the things. What is digital PR architecture? It is an architecture. So you have to do some kind of research. There are certain phases in the digital public relations practice that we call it as architecture for accomplishing the goal. First, research. The second thing is reach. Research means the situation analysis. What is needed, what is happening, what is the present situation. That is called research. You will set the objectives. Then reach, establish the social media tools. What are the tools required? How, through what tool, through what medium of communication, through what digital mode of communication, how many people can be reached. So this is the called the reach. The other thing is called access. Reach and access. Reach means reach and access depending upon the people reaching the medium and the medium accessing into the people. So these are general terms, reach and access. After research on the subject proper, reach and access will have to be examined, and the list they must be listed. Then plan. Then you plan it. Plan, write a clear and powerful messages about your brand, your service, because the content is the king and the customer is also king. It is always between the two kings. Content for your followers. Set realistic goals and plan to achieve these goals. Understand that making a mark in social media, it takes time, but when once you penetrate, the message will be instant. Then the next stage is in digital PR architecture we are talking about. The next stage is implementation. Integrate all public relations activities such as marketing communication, media communication, and others so that everything is working in a synergy, in in unison, in combination, in coordination. Everything must be in a synergy to achieve the goals. And then monitoring is always either during or after completion of the campaign or the program. It will always keep track of what is being said about the organization. Take the feedback, check the digital applications like Twitter, Facebook, and others about what has happened to your communication already sent. That is called monitoring. Now, what are the digital PR tools? One is messaging. There are messaging apps, audience analysis you can do. Then search engine optimization. SEO is very important. I think you all know what is SEO. If you key in certain keywords into the Google, into any search engine, you'll get a list of what you wanted. And search engine optimization, it is always optimization. The number of times you go digital, the number of the chances that you appear on the search engine optimization is more. If you are not very frequent on the digital media platforms about yourself, your presence, your products, your services, you are unlikely to get listed through search engine optimization. Suppose you check for Ayodhya these days. You check for Ayodhya because number of postings, lot of content is on Ayodhya. You will immediately get hundreds and thousands of pages on the Google or any other search engine. That is called search engine optimization. Suppose you are a YouTuber and you make tubes very frequently, YouTubes very frequently. And if your name or your brand is typed into the search portion, immediately it will list out your postings, your achievements. So the more your appearance, your frequency on the digital platforms or technology, information technology, more likely that you get noticed by the public you want. And social media. Now look at the digital assets. What are the digital assets? Digital assets means like property. uh, Digitized things are also called assets because one will be the owner. Who creates it? He will be the owner. If he gives the rights to see, there will not be any problem. If there are any rider that it cannot be copied, you cannot copy it. If you copy it, there will be some copyrights act, some kind of some kind of litigation. So therefore, digital optimizing the usage of your digital assets such as video, audio, images, podcast, narrowcast, and so on with useful keywords provide a great exposure about an individual or an organization. Now, the blogging is also a digital asset. Search and social media monitoring. And your logo, your mark, your brand, your image, your audio, your illustrations, your designs, your colors, your presentations, your documents, your spreadsheets, all these are digital assets. And they will have definitely a kind of influence. These digital assets will have a kind of digital influence on the audience on the targeted people. And this is called digital asset management. It's very easy than the traditional medium of communication. And for all this, what you have to do, or what a public relations department or a wing will have to do, is that creating sufficient awareness to the in the minds of the people about your organization, your products and services. Now the internet has transformed the very nature of public relations, taking it to the next level that suits the enhanced social environment. Now the social environment, the society is entirely on the net. The society is not living in a geographical area. It is not like a community. Now the society is entirely onto the digital platform. So what a communicator will have to do is he should know who are his customers. That is called KYC. In communication, in communication parlance, know your audience is the first principle. In communication parlance, know your audience, KYA, is the first principle. For any business, KYC. For any activity, for any academic activity, even I think banks are asking every 1 year or more frequently than a year, maybe every 6 monthly, they are asking you for your KYC, know your customers. You have to update your email ID, you have to update your address, you have to update your telephone number, you have to update your change of address, you have to update everything so that the bank will your